So something I didn't think of when I originally got this console was to test out the games. Now, pretty much all of these games are unplayable. Um, the the console pretty much won't recognize them. So, like this one, this is Street Racing Syndicate. It pretty much will not load. That will just keep blinking, or an error will come up on the screen there. One way I found to do this was to shine up the discs themselves. I had Halo around here somewhere. I got Halo to work really well using this process, or much better than it was. It would not load prior to this method, and as you can hear, everything's just sort of spazzing outside. So, I did this process that I'm about to show you with Halo and Halo 2, and it loads. Now that I've done it, it would not do this. It would just, the entire thing would have a little memo show up on the screen that said, well, like, cannot read disk. Check if it's clean or broken or whatever. So, with any luck, this will just start up. And I got this one polished pretty damn well, so it loads pretty much well. I mean, the loading time is a little bit slower than a really clean copy. I would know because I have a clean copy here that I'm borrowing from a friend. And like after you see this Bungie logo, it'll still have some loading times. Like this copy, which is completely clean, there's no scratches on it, would have absolutely no loading time after this. So yeah, that works. I was playing it a little bit earlier. Let me just take it out and stick it down. I really wish I had a case for these things, but unfortunately, alas, I do not. So these discs were about the same earlier, and this is the difference between the amount of scratches on it. There's still a substantial amount of, this is the Halo, substantial amount of scratches on the Halo, but it's enough that it can actually read. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do this with Street Racing Syndicate here. Pretty much all those discs I'm going to have to do this process on, because it's probably really helpful if I drop it on the floor and scrape it all over the floor, try to pick it up. But that'll just prove my point further, won't it? Right, so what you'll need for this is some lip balm. Basically what this does is it will take the sort of greasy, oily, whale fat-like substance that is lip balm, and it will shove it into the cracks of the surface of the disc, the scrapes on the surface, at least the minor ones that are really causing disc trouble. And it will fill those up, and instead of the light from the laser bouncing into it and being reflected off in some odd direction by the scratch, it will actually shoot back into the, with any luck, it will shoot more back into the receiver of the optical drive. I'm not exactly sure how they work, but that's pretty much the principle. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to make sure this is free of dust, more or less. Let me just sort of prop this up, and this is just going to slide all over the place. So I'll stare down at you like this, and I'll just sort of make sure there's no major dust particles or anything on it, by just rubbing it on my sleeve, just to make sure the main stuff is off there. Now there's a lot of schmutz on this thing, so I'm just going to do the best I can. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you're just going to draw on this thing until you've got a copious amount on there. Not a terribly large amount, but enough that you can spread around with your fingers and get all messy and fun and all that stuff. So spread a good amount on there and take the excess off of this. Sorry, this is really awkward holding this with this. So get the rest on your finger, and what you want to do is just spread it all over the finger. Now, spread it all over the disc. So this is really hard with one finger and one hand, but there's some contention between whether or not you should do it like this, in striped motions like this, or in circles. Some people say that circles will actually make these scratches worse. I don't really know. I don't know why they think that. But basically you just need to rub it in there pretty darn well, just so that the entire surface of the read of the written area of the disc is covered on. And this will probably take two hands. to spread all the, I guess it's petroleum or whatever the main product of this stuff is. I'm assuming petroleum jelly will work. I don't have any on me. But this should work just fine. So you're going to just basically spread this all in, and once it's all in there, I will come back and show you what happens. So I will stop this now. Okay, now that's really been pressed in there, and I'm pretty confident that most of the minor scratches, or the scratches that are causing all the confusion in the Xbox, are probably filled up with the base of whatever's in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cloth, probably a microfiber cloth that you're not really worried about would work best, because it's not going to scratch the DVD any further, and it's probably better than this fibrous stuff. Basically, you're just going to take it off bit by bit. It may take a few swipes. In fact, it will take a few swipes, because you need to make sure that all the residue that was on this disc from the petroleum distillates, whatever crap, is off of the disc. Because if there's any sort of like finger stripe of the oily stuff that you had on there, as you can see, it's starting to move around again now that the petroleum is going away. Hold on, sorry about that. Basically, you need to make sure that all the stuff is off, and you want to be really very thorough with this, so you're probably going to need a few paper towels or tissues or whatever you're using. So I'll be back as soon as I'm done with that. Alright, now I am done. This is, you can probably see the improvement. So I'm going to go, and my dad wants me to go to sleep, so I'm going to do this pretty quick. But I'm just going to throw this in the thing and see if we can't get it to read it. First time usually doesn't happen. Usually you need to re-swipe it a couple times. That's what I've had to do. But let's see if it reads it first time. That would be pretty cool. Now the disc's spinning up right now. Cross your fingers. Alright, that's good. At least it reacted instantly. Come on now. Sometimes it'll only get halfway there. Alright, there you go. Street Racing Syndicate. Most likely this will just continue loading the rest of the way. If it doesn't, you just need to continue wiping off the rest of the residue. This works so much better than bananas and toothpaste and all the crap that people try to use. And this one actually works. I've tried a lot of other stuff, and this is the only one I've gotten to work reliably well so far. I've tried it 3 times, and it's worked every time. So the loading time will probably not be as good as it was when you first bought the game, because that's what happens when you leave shit out. Wow, this game is... I don't even know what this was. I just grabbed it because it looked like a racing game. Yeah, not bad. Well, I guess that is an advantage to having longer loading times, if you get my drift. Maybe. Maybe not. Here we go. Loading 100%. So everything looks alright. I'd say this is probably just a DVD sequence, but yeah, it is. I'm just trying to illustrate my point by getting to a part where it's actually graphically difficult, but I think that's pretty much it. Yep, so that works. I'd give it a try. It works fine. I've never had a problem with it. Sometimes you'll need to take all the, just make sure you've done a really good job taking off all the petroleum, and you should be set. So, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that is just about it. So I will see you later. Bye.